In this episode of the Nidd Group Survival, we complete work on our starting communal base, Sal constructs a massive drilling ship, and I give you all a sneak preview at what I'm planning on building next. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nidd Season 4. So we are back. Space Engineers has had a massive multiplayer update and it's looking pretty good. We launched this season of the Nidd whitelist on a live stream actually at the end of the very Niddy New Year's live stream. So I think it was like 5 or 6 hours or so. You can find that on my YouTube channel. It's also up on Twitch. We did a multi-stream Twitch for both of those things up there. So if you're interested in seeing exactly what all happened there to this particular point in time, you're more than welcome to go find that and watch it there. So this episode is going to start basically right where we left off and showing you how we go from what you see right now to something a lot prettier. One sad little thing about this episode, though, is that even though this is a multiplayer episode where we were all playing together and recording together, my audio for some reason didn't take, so I do not have the audio conversation for any of the footage that you're about to see here, except for right at the end where Sal was able to give me a piece that we had recorded together. So until then, it's just going to be me doing a bit of a narration, probably throwing in some music here and there, as well as speeding it all up and showing you how we got from here to there and what I was involved in and what I worked on along the way. So the first thing that I got into when I got started was add a couple of more cargo containers underneath the platform here, because we just had the one large cargo container, which is of course what you start with, and I found it really difficult to find anything that I was looking for to get started on a build. So I'm working right now to add cargo containers underneath here, all lined up in a kind of slightly better way, giving a dedicated cargo container for ore, a dedicated cargo container for ingots, and a dedicated cargo container for components. Next up was to start increasing the efficiency of our base so that we could get the materials we needed faster. So I went ahead and added some productivity modules onto our refinery, which actually did help quite a bit. We were really happy with how that turned out. And as I was working on the refinery, Mir noticed that he was working on his tiptoes and decided to do a little dance and a little jig for us. But then the fun was over and it was time to get back to work on the productivity modules. With our cargo containers all sorted out and our refinery up and running at max productivity, it was time to move on to a little bit of a retrofit of the upper area. So here what I'm doing now is I'm going to be adding more assemblers, moving the one that exists here around, and then basically getting everything else that's in this area out somewhere else. I come up with a little design in my head as to how I would like this to look, and in the end, I think it actually turned out not too bad. As I was working on the new refinery setup, Mir got started on a new medbay area with a sunken floor concept. Of course, the assemblers also need to be as efficient as possible, so we're also adding the productivity modules onto these bad boys. Sal got hard at work making her massive drilling ship. This is going to be amazing for us all getting resources. Currently, all we have is a retrofitted little respawn ship that did the job in the beginnings here, but our building needs are massive. So we're going to need a serious mining vessel, and Sal, as always, is up to the task. Next, I got started on the exterior walls, trying to pretty up the place a little bit and also hide all of the cargo containers that were underneath the platform. Because Boris wasn't very happy with all of the cargo containers showing up. He thought it looked ugly. So I thought I would do something about that and make a cool exterior. Now that there's a little bit of structure to the exterior wall, I decided that it would be really cool to have a nice big open window on the assembler area. I wasn't sure about the exterior wall before I'd put up the windows, but now that the windows were up, I thought it started to really come together, and I kind of like how it's looking. I pulled Mir away from his work on the front side of the station and asked him for a second opinion on the look so far. He was pretty happy with it as well. We were also pretty impressed with the vista from the inside of the assembly area as well. Although the scratchy windows still bother me a lot. I think it's hilarious that when you make brand new windows that they're dirty and scratchy. Mir had the suggestion that maybe it would look a lot better when we put some lighting in the room. And here's a look at the outside of our progress so far. Me working on the back end and Mir working on the front end. There's also the beginnings of a veranda coming together on the front side of that rock, and you got Sal's ship off in the distance. After a little bit more time and elbow grease, I was able to extend my wall all the way to the front of the station and replicate it on the other side. All in all, I think it's starting to come together really nicely, and I'm liking the look. And Sal finished up her massive drilling machine, which can take on asteroids in a single bound. And she was nice enough to give me a little bit of a tour of it. It's a pretty impressive machine. All right, so we've done the work, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not all the work. Like the work. We did part of the work, Yak.
Yeah.
Work, Yak. Yes.
Yes. Mir is all worked out.
Yeah, so this here is my projector that I'm going to be using, and of course can be using. I'm going to build my house on top of this. And then, ta-ta-ta, we have a terrace. And over there you can see Sal's massive drilling ship, and I just fell off the edge of the...
He was so fascinated by it. But
I was trying to back up to get everybody in the shot and the thing, and I backed right off. But see, that's actually, so this area here is, we should put up some hazard signs just to make sure that health and safety aren't mad at us. But that's why these glass, these are all here.
Yeah.
Railings to make sure that people can't fall off accidentally.
Well, you can't drop that far. Like, look, that's just a simple jump. And I didn't even break all my legs, just one of them.
Just one of them?
Yeah, see? It's cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. But this is a pretty spectacular terrace, Anubis. I'm really pleased with this.
Yeah, I'm the one that built this particular thing. But I know I like the lights. I like how this was Mir's idea for making light poles. I like it.
You can't credit me with that. I'm pretty sure other people had the idea first.
Yeah, but I didn't know about them. And then this wraps all the way around the side of the base here, so you can actually get a good view of everything from out here.
I really like this little ice cavern.
Yeah, which was probably...
That was an accident.
We're not entirely sure how that got created, but we think it was a meteor.
Ah.
But it ended up being a nice feature.
Yeah.
Speaking about meteors, did you put in the magnesiums in the refinery so that in case something does attack us...
No, I didn't mine it. I only went scouting. I found a platinum with magnesium on it on my way home.
So as soon as meteors are going to hit us, you want us all to die. I'll keep that in mind, thank you.
Well, if somebody hadn't have been... I mean, you could have been mining that while you were busy fiddling with your cargo containers.
So originally, the only way out to this projector was a long winding path around this thing. And I thought, all right, fine, I'm going to cut right through it with this hallway here. And then somebody wanted to have a long winding path around it again. And this is how this terrace got created.
Yeah, basically.
And then I put a wall in front of the winding path. And then it was all closed off again and boring. Let's go through my lovely corridor.
beautiful corridor.
Do I need to close the doors behind me? Or
Yes, please. Okay. We're orderly.
Pa.
Sorry.
Knew you were gonna.
All right, so now we are in what used to be called what was the original name for this thing?
I don't know, but there's a landing gear under here, and
Japanese.
Oh, the Japanese gazebo.
Oh yeah.
Japanese space gazebo.
Well, I didn't like it that it was so open, so I built some, things around it, and maybe a door, which are openable. And here in the middle is Almond's flying carpet, and what was quite a surprising thing is you can cover up a landing gear with these plates, and you don't fall through that thing anymore.
Yeah, that we were all falling through.
Yeah.
And the landing gear actually locks through them. So if you guys didn't know that, we didn't know that. If you didn't know that, there you go. The auto lock does not appear to work, but if you manually lock it, it will lock to the thing on top, even through this.
Which you can do with the convenient button panel over there. That's unfortunately not a pedestal.
Yeah.
On a side note, if you look up, you have a very nice view of the planets.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look at
Planet.
that.
I believe it was called Planet Pi.
Planet Pi. Okay.
Planet Pi. Okay, thank you.
You're very red. You look like me now because of the lighting in you.
Oh, that was unintentional.
Do I still look yellow?
So
yeah, you still look yellow, and all the yellow lights.
Might have something to do with yellow lighting. Yeah, that might.
So this
so now our medbay area.
Yeah, pretty much. There used to be a pillar here, and over there were the original assemblers, which look very nice now. Look at that. Boris couldn't do this better. I shouldn't challenge him. He might go in and rip everything out just to make it look cooler.
Well, that's actually something we should mention, shouldn't we? Because Boris has been away for a little bit while we did a lot of this. So if he comes back and changes everything, then what you're seeing will look completely different next time.
There's a balcony.
There's a balcony.
I said that.
It was supposed to be an access door, but sure, it's a balcony.
Oh, it is.
Now.
The reason that I did it was because when you come in and you try and get through doors when you're flying, it's very difficult. So I put these here, so you land in on them, you open the door, and then you walk in.
Yeah, it's a perch.
That is very good, actually. Thank you.
Yeah. So here's our medbay area, and then our gravity generator right beside it.
Do we explicitly mention the hangar access for the cargo network?
What?
The cargo.
Oh, we're gonna go downstairs too. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I was going to talk about this cargo container, but sure.
What cargo container?
There's a cargo container in the floor. Okay.
There was a Duba Society. Very proud
this
of
one
that.
here. We got this one here, and this runs all the way out to the terrace. There's a cargo container out there as well, so you can get access to whatever you want. And I also apologize. You guys aren't probably used to my my view being so jerky. It's because for some reason, and everybody else doesn't have this problem. It's just me. Oh, that's not what I wanted. What is it? Shift F11?
Shift F11, and you got to press it.
You can see
twice,
that I'm running at about like 0.5-ish sim speed. Oh, okay. Now it's my sim speed, and the server sim speed is 1. It was reversed before, so I don't know what's going on now. But anyhow, my sim speed is down.
Didn't you mention this already earlier on in the episode? I'm not sure now.
If I did, I apologize. But there we go.
One more thing before we go down. I really love how these assemblers look from over here, from the center of the room, because it kind of reminds me of a mainframe, especially with the one light in the middle that just stares at you like a menacing eye.
The HAL 3000.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more a SAL 3000.
SAL 3000.
SAL 3000. Yeah. So we've got assemblers, and then they've got those are all productivity modules, I think, on those. Can't remember. All attached all around there, and then we left this one in the middle open so you could access it if you want. This is also the main one. All the other the two on the other sides are its friends that do all of its work for it.
I might have renamed the assembler now.
Oh. I have to look. Station assembler South 3000. I like it. All right.
I'm not going to complain about that.
All right. So the last bit of the interior then is a completely reworked cargo area that we're just finished.
Do you want to show us your little death hole, Mia?
My death hole. It's not really a death hole, and it's not really mine. It used to be the inner workings and background things of the facility, which I just wired up with some catwalks.
So it's where you'd hide the dead bodies.
Storage.
Yay!
Or storage.
And this goes down into the innards of the basement. So we got, Oh, look, you even put signs. Ingot storage. Oh, look at this. Source storage. I love it. I didn't see that you were pointing that out up top. I missed that. So, it says it's online to me up here, so I probably have to relog or fly far away to see that. But that's cool. I like that. So
and
we got our storage all accessible.
And here's our only reactor, which is not very easily accessible at the moment.
Well, enough. I mean, you can get to it. You don't have to grind anything down.
That's right.
No, well,
we might flip that to its side.
Maybe. I didn't get around to it yet because I need energy for everything. Well, and since this is a dead end, we should probably leave.
Yep. So that's all the interior. This is our shared starting platform that we've built now. We're not planning on making this any bigger than it is at the moment.
We are. Boris might be planning something different.
Yeah, we're not planning to, but we'll see what Boris does. But we're trying to keep our builds not too crazy, so that we can hopefully carry on for longer in this server than we have in the past. But yeah, so now we should actually show people what it looks like from the outside, I think.
Oh yeah, that's a nice idea. Let's use one of your balconies.
Oh yeah, if you go out this way, you can come and stand on top of my ship.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is Sal's massive drilling ship. I don't know if we mentioned that already.
It doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
Look at this. I think this looks really good. I like how this turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And I think I was saying that it kind of reminds me, the way the walls go down into the rock and everything kind of reminds me of Helm's Deep. So makes me happy.
Yeah, he does have a point, and I might be jealous enough to steal the entire base and fly away with it now.
There you go, guys. This is the base. This is our starting platform.
So now we're all going to start building houses. I mean, I'll keep on working on the sort of the big ship, because this is our joint ship for us to all use for when we need to mine stuff. So I need to stick a medbay in it so that if Boris loses it somewhere, I can go and collect it and bring it back. Yep. So yeah, it's at the moment it's a bit fragile and it's a bit perfunctory, but needs some more work doing to it. But I'll keep on working on this so that we've got a robust communal drilling ship, and Mia and I were talking earlier about whether we were going to have separate houses or whether he was going to lodge with me again. And I think he's going to lodge with me again.
Okay. Built-in workhorse.
Well, I think because that way I can focus on building the ship and Mia can focus on building a house.
There you go. Yeah. I'm going to be starting on my house build after this one. I like it. I think this looks so cool. I'm pretty happy how this whole place turned out. It's pretty neat. But yeah, don't get used to it because Boris will come online and change everything.
Yep.
With the starting base complete and fully functional, I thought I'd give you guys a sneak peek at what I'm going to be working on next. We've decided that for this season, we're going to try and actually have a mobile moving community that stays together. And as such, we're going to each be making our own little homes, and I decided to go for a cozy cottage look and feel. And here's the home that I've designed, and you're looking at the projected blueprint as I give a little bit of a tour to everybody, showing the basics of how it's going to look and maybe even function a little bit on the inside. I've left the interior quite empty at this point because I'm not exactly sure what mods we might have in the future, and I don't want to commit myself to any kind of specific layout just yet. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way that this is looking and coming together, and I'm excited to get started building this next, and I hope you guys are too. So I'll leave you for now with this preview of what's to come, but before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments with your ideas, suggestions, and thoughts. Also, hitting that like button lets me know that you're excited for more. If you're new to my channel and want to be notified when I release new videos, don't forget to subscribe. My active series at the moment, of course, includes Space Engineers, as well as Elite Dangerous, Pulsar the Lost Colony, and Astroneer. If these games either aren't what you're looking for at the moment, or you just want more, there's over 1,000 videos on my channel for you to choose from. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. You have an absolute great one, and I'll see you all next time.